What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the lab. This is the end of my Nordic, the experiment of the Nordics. I call it my Nordic challenge, where I combine Nordics with different engines just for the fun. You try to do this in a competitive arena, you probably get slapped down in some cases, but at the same time, a 4,000 attack beater Odin or a 3,500 attack beater such as Thor against dragons, yeah, you can do some damage. Okay. Once again, this is just for a fun build, deck build. Some is OCGs, as you'll see, and the extra deck. I have about four decks to give you. If this recording ends in 15 minutes, you know why. So, number one, um, we have Nordic Mermails. Um, Nordic Mermails, or this ought to be a better way because it don't sound the greatest, but Nordic Mermails, um, or yeah, I just said Nordic Mermails. We call it that. And so, in most of these, you'll see at least two or three gold effects in these decks. Three white goats, three black goats, three Valkyries, one Mara of the Nordic Afar, one Lissaf of the Nordic Afar, one Garmier, one Diverge, or Mimir. In this deck, I decided to use Mermails. And I'm not really all that familiar with Mermails, but it worked. Get Mermails out for the ranks or even the synchros. Mermail Abyss Gundy, Abyss Lindy, Abyss Lead 1, one Mermail Abyss Balin, two Abystius, one Abyss Sturge, one Abyss Nose, one Abyss Spike, one Abyss Ocean Abyss. Um, you have one TG Werewolf, actually two. You have uh, one TG Striker for the traps, Abyss Fear, Nordic Relic Leviathan, two Call the Haunted, one Return from a Different Dimension, one Moray of Greed, one DDR, Different Dimension Return, Abyss Scale of the Kraken, and Lemuria of the Forgotten City. Abyss, Mermail Abyss Strike, Evil Swarm, Knight, Beelzebub, or Mermail Gale Abyss, Shark Knight, not Shark Knight, Silent Honors Knight, that looks like Shark, Scrap Dragon, TG Hyper Librarian, Stardust, Gungnir, um, Black Rose, Crimson Blader, um, Vulcan the Divine, Loki, two Thors, that's my phone, pardon me, and one Odin. Two DDRs for the side deck, one Different Dimension, a Master. Let's see. One called the Haunted. Number 30, Acid Golem of Destruction. Thought Ruler Archfiend. And Black Winged Dragon. Pause here. Welcome back to the lab. This is the end of the Nordic challenge. I have Nordic Swarms. I know you heard of Evil Swarms, but I have Nordic Swarms, Nordic Scraps, Nordic Swarm Scraps, Mermails, and of course Nordic Swarms right now. And so about four decks. I got some more, some less complete as other ones, but this is the engine I have. I got about 15 minutes to do everything in. If I can do it less, I sure will. So here's deck profiles. Number one, for the Nordic Swarm deck, that's Evil Swarms and Nordics put together for speed and field control. And so that's Blackluster Soldier, one DDM Different Dimension Master. I know you've never seen this before. but you can discard one spell card to special summon when you remove from play monsters. Since you got some hard hitting monsters in here, or special tuners you're gonna need at times, you're gonna need that. Chaos Sorcerer, three gold facts for your Thors, three Teganeer, Nordic beasts, black goats in other words, three white goats for your tokens, three Valkyries for your Odins, getting Odin out, two Lissavs of the Nordic Afar, just for your special summons and getting some more of your Nordic beasts out. One Mara, Wunderberg and the Nordic Afar. Of course, when this card is normal summon, you can normal summon one Nordic monster in addition to your normal summon or set. So yeah. Okay, for your Evil Swarm engine, you have two Evil Swarm casters. You have two Thunderbirds. You have two Mandragores. One, wherever that is, Hairsbrad. I never hear much about that one. One Azathoth. For your, I gotta always keep a TG engine going on to a certain degree. TG Werewolf, because you special summon stuff real fast out. You can fill the whole field up with just because of a TG Werewolf, especially you got two in the hand. TG Striker, two of those. One TG Cyber Magicians. Yeah, I have two Infestation Pandemics. One Creature Swap. Nobleman and Crossall, because I'm facing decks such as Gravekeepers and of course Ghost Tricks, and so especially Ghost Tricks, that's a nice little card. I should have put three of if I knew I was going to face three, face a Ghost Tricks deck. I would have used Nobleman of the Crossout. One Dark Core, one Different Dimension Reincarnation, one called the Haunted, one Infestation Infection. For the extra deck, Shark Knight, Ophion, Behemoth, Formula Synchron, TG Wonder Magician, Allied Justice Cataster, TG Hyper Librarian, Black Rose, Stardust, Thor, Loki, Chaos Goddess, one light tuner plus two or more non-dark tuners. Once per turn, you can send one light monster from your hand to the graveyard. Select one level 5 or higher dark monster in your graveyard. Special summon that monster. It cannot be used as a synchro material monster. That's the only bad part. But the thing is, you can bring out, your evil swarms out to do some more damage. And I got a lot of light monsters, a lot of light tuners, so light monsters and light tuners. So that's light. I wouldn't want to get rid of that, but hey, you can bring it back out again with called the Haunted. Those are light, so yeah, that monster can come out. Two Odins and one Shooting Star Dragon. So yeah, for the side deck, Infestation Collapse, Call the Haunted, another Different Dimension, Lightning Vortex, Swords of Rebellion Light, Dark Hole, Ophion, Shark Knight, Dark Shark Knight, I'll call it that one. That's a chaos number. Evil Swarm Behemoth, Evil Swarm Ouroboros, Armades, Thought Ruler Archfiend, life points. Scrap Dragon, field control. TG Blade Bastard, just because he looks cool. He's a TG. Alright, that ends this particular build. There you go, there's your Nordics. Your Goldfax 2, 3 white golds, black goats, 1 Gurmir, Nordic Far, South, Mimir, 3 Valkyries. Okay, this is your Nordic zombies. So, Illblood, Kasha, Paladin, 2 Zombie Masters, 2 Plague Spreaders, 2 Goblin Zombies, 2 Mizukis, 1 Shoten Doji, 1 Molten Zombie for card drawing power, 1 Necroface, 1 TG Striker, one TG Werewolf. Oh, sorry, two. One Spirit Reaper. One Zombie World. Awesome card. Two Book of Life. Two Polymerizations. Royal Decree. Call the Haunted. Return from a different dimension. Silent Honors. Two. This deck steals monsters, either from the graveyard or special summon monsters. It steals. Okay. TG Wonder Magician. Well, not steals, but it manipulates, takes them out, banishes them. One TG Hyper Librarian. Revive King Hades. Red Dragon Archfiend. Doom Kaiser. Frozen Fitzgerald. I know you don't see this card being used any, but all it takes is one Dark Tuner and one Beast monster. Stardust. Black Rose. Loki, Thor, Odin. Two Underworld Dragon Necros. Awesome card. Awesome card. Yeah, 3,000 attack. You attack monster. That monster don't take cannot be destroyed. But then at the end of the damage step, whatever that monster's attack was, you now have a token that comes out to do the attack also. So yeah. One Franken, just because. One Franken. Dark Shark Knight, Thor, Formula Synchron, Odin, Call, three Lefners. So this pretty much concludes this deck. Let me go to the next. So next was I want so much enumerate so much less something I think is important, and you judge yourselves. All right. So less vocal, more just looking and going through. All right, Nordic Mermails, or I'll call it invading Vikings or something like that. Nordic ships. In other words, it's Nordics and Mermails mixed together. You have your usual for your Nordics, and then you have Mermail Abyss, Megalo, Abyss Lead, Abyss Balin, Abyss Gundy, three Abyss Lens, two Abysseus, Sturge, Abyss Nose, Abyss Spike, Ocean Abyss, one Werewolf, one Striker, Lemuria, Moria Greed, Abyss Scale, and the other traps and so forth. One for Nordics, one for Mermails. Within this is the extra deck. Abyss Strike, Shark Knight, Silent Honors Knight. I'm sorry, Mermail, Big Eye, Hyper Librarian, the usual ones. And the side deck really don't matter. And finally, before my time ends, for the next deck, Nordic Scraps, Scrap Breaker, Searcher, Worm, three Goblins, one Hunter, two Beasts, three Chimeras, one Orthoros, one Scrap Golem, of course the TGs, the TG Rush Rhinos, TG Striker, two TG Werewolves, one Level Eater, two Scrap Iron Scarecrows, one Royal Decree, Call the Haunted, Return for Different Dimension, and all the usuals, two Scrap Dragons, and one Scrap Twin Dragon. The side deck really don't matter. I just put all this stuff together, actually. And so this is Scrap, Nordic Scraps. Okay, I got one more to give you, but no sounds with the time. This is Nordic Plants. And that's with the Naturias. Take a good look. You'll see what's there. And Nordic Heralds. That's with the Heraldic Beast. And of course with this secret special summon cards. Nordic Magicians with the Gagagas. This is a fun deck. Interesting. And Nordic Dolls with Karakuris. So these are all the cards. I could do a part 1 and part 2, but